Timberwolves president of basketball operations, David Kahn. Who is he?
Tell us exactly about this European Blake Griffin.
I don't know. I think Blake Griffin is American numbers.
The Charlotte Hornets select Kobe Bryant.
The Milwaukee Bucks select Dirk Nowitzki from Würzburg, Germany.
I'm Ricky Rubio. I'm not like anybody else, but
It ain't the end of the world. We're going to see each other again. I mean, I'll send him some flowers or some fruit.
All right, and on the line now we have Darius Johnson-Odom from the University of Marquette. He is vying for the NBA draft, working on getting himself into the NBA and working through some workouts. How's everything going today, Darius?
Everything's going good. Just trying to stay focused on what I got to do, handle business with these workouts.
Yeah, I mean, and the workouts kind of pick up after the draft combine. You were lucky to be one of the 60 guys that was brought into Chicago to go through the NBA draft combine. Talk about that experience a little bit. How did the draft combine go for you in your eyes?
I thought the draft combine was good. There's a lot of skill stuff. I was able to play with a lot of great players. Kind of learn from them guys, just trying to see how they work. And overall, I thought it was a great experience for me. Being one of those 60 players that get a chance to showcase my skill in front of 30 coaches and GMs.
And playing in the Big East, I'm sure you have eyes on you. You're in the big conference. You're going to have scouts, execs, those kind of people coming by and seeing your game. But what was it like getting out there on a court and seeing Larry Bird and Rick Carlisle and not Isaiah Thomas, but like Joe Dumars and those guys all just sitting in the stands, checking you out and seeing your game?
Man, for me, I played in front of thousands, but it was a little nervous, a little nerve-wracking. Playing in front of Larry Bird and all those guys, but they want Larry Bird being the type of player that he was, so I kind of just try to play my role, just try to figure things out, and hopefully I got the nerves out my system before we started playing.
Yeah, how do you settle those nerves? Because it's like you said, it's a different experience playing in front of thousands. They're rooting you on and pumping your adrenaline versus playing in front of five guys sitting in folding chairs. Well, how is it calming those nerves down and getting yourselves ready to basically showcase your game and just show them you're good enough to be on their team?
When you play in front of people like that, I think you have to be yourself as a player, and you always have to think about this is a game you've been playing for years, so don't do anything that you haven't been doing in the past, and that's how I usually calm myself down. Just go out there and play the game that I love, and just try to bring passion to it as well.
That's probably one of the biggest things that people get away from is instead of playing the game that people try and be someone else. A 6'10" guy may try and be a point guard in front of the scouts when they need to be a 6'10" guy. You know what I mean? With your game, you're kind of a hybrid. When you talk to these teams and when you go and do your workouts, are they working you out as a 6'3" shooting guard, or are they working you out as a 6'3" point guard? Because it's a big difference in what you're probably being looked at as, right?
Yeah, it's a big difference. But right now, man, I've been doing a lot of stuff, things on the ball, a lot of things, pick and roll stuff, situations. In my last workout at Portland, some workouts I play. I'm with bigger guys, some wings, just so they can see how I can score around a bigger guard or how I can defend a bigger guard. So right now, man, I feel like what I tell them is I'm just going to be a player, a playmaker, somebody that can make plays for you with the ball, without the ball, and I definitely think I can fill the void of a 1 or a 2, just like you said. For me, I just got to keep working, man, and just keep pushing myself.
Yeah, playing at Marquette, you did both. You played on the ball making plays. You also were able to get out there and show your scoring prowess. You can knock down shots and get in the tank, get into the hoop because you got that tank body. You can just bang off people and absorb the contact. At the next level, you said you just want to be a player, but I mean, where do you feel you're going to land when you get to the league? Do you feel you can be a full-time point guard? Is that something that you think you can do at the NBA level?
I definitely think I can. I'm not looking to come in and play heavy minutes right away. I just want to help a team win, help a team get better, and whatever they need me to play at that time, give the next guy that break. I'm willing to do it, and I'm just going to keep working, and I think there's a lot of work in my game that I still have left, and I think whatever team that I get to, they will help me, kind of figure it out.
What kind of aspects of your game do you think you don't get enough credit for? Like you said, you're working on your game. You sound very humble that you know you got stuff to work on, and you're just trying to become the best player you can be. What are some parts of your game that you don't think you get enough credit for? Some things that you know you can do well, but people don't talk about?
I would say probably finishing around the rim. It wasn't easy at all playing in Big East, and everybody kind of knew who you were. So everybody kind of sat in the paint, but I think my athletic ability kind of allows me to kind of finish at the rim. I probably didn't use it as much, but I think that's something that a lot of people don't think I could do as well as the other areas of my game.
And over the years at Marquette, you were kind of the all-around player. This year, you stepped it up. The past 2 years, you were the team's leading scorer, and this year you added some new wrinkles to your game and shot it a little bit better from deep. With your game, talk about your game a little bit for the people that maybe didn't get to see a lot of Big East basketball or didn't get to see a lot of Marquette. I mean, what is your game like, and maybe someone you model your game off of in the NBA?
I think I'm just gonna be a tough player. Like I said, playmaker. A guy who's willing to defend, somebody that can bring that passion to every game, wanting to win. And, I think that's something I can bring to the table for a lot of these teams. That's what I'm trying to work on now. And, I watched a lot of film on James Harden. I think we have similar game, even though, he's 3 inches taller than me. I think we definitely have a similar game.
So kind of being that hybrid guard, because when Harden came out, it was, is he a slow point guard? Is he is he a undersized shooting guard? That's probably the biggest thing you hear about your game too, right? Is which position is he? When at the end, it's it's a complement to your game. You're versatile. You can play both positions. So you look at Harden, you can see your game kind of being similar to his. Yeah.
Cause like I said, James Harden, what position is he really? He's a 2. He does a lot of things on the ball, off the ball. He does a lot of things to help the Thunder, which is why they're so good, because he's very versatile at what he does. And I think when a team is equipped with a player like that, it kind of allows them to do a lot of things in certain situations. And, like I said, I just think that's the type of player I am.
Exactly. And being versatile is not a bad thing. A lot of people knock on the guys that are versatile because they can do multiple positions. Just because you're not the prototype doesn't mean that you can't play it. A little bit of point, a little bit of 2. You're that combo guard that most teams are looking for, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, I definitely think so. I know my height kind of scares a lot of teams, but I'm very physical on the defensive end, and I think that kind of allows me to bring a lot of energy as well because of what I can bring to the table. So, I'm just going to keep bringing what I can do what I can do, and hopefully it all works out.
Now, coming into Marquette, you got kind of a different story. A lot of people come in, freshman phenoms, and, leave after 1 year, or they'll play the full 4 years. You actually came in at a community college after your freshman year, and, Kansas was on your radar a little bit, so was Marquette. You ended up going and leaning towards Marquette. Talk about your path to college, because it's a little bit different than the standard. Like I said, you weren't a top 150 guy that immediately got in.
Right. My path was a little different. Like you said, junior college, my first year, dealing with things with the clearinghouse. And, Marquette was the only team that knew about it at the time. So, I took my chances with Marquette, and Coach Bud did a great job. Great coaching staff. They kind of helped me emerge as a player and a person as well. And, that's the road I had to take. It was a little different. At times I didn't want to do it. Very frustrated. And, the decision of going to junior college, you want to be that guy that plays, for an NCAA team his freshman year. And, I was, pretty upset like any other guy who had to go to junior college, who wanted to have that dream to play at a major level as far as basketball in college. And, I just had to persevere. And luckily it all worked out.
Yeah, and I mean, that coaching staff has an eye. I mean, you're not the only one on the team last year that was, dominant throughout the year and is looking at being an NBA player that spent some time at community college. I mean, Jay Crowder is another one of those guys that is taking it there. Do you think that helps you play with a chip on your shoulder, maybe just a little bit more in your, when you get out there, than those guys that were able to just come in as freshmen and are trying to take their game to the next level? Do you have that chip on your shoulder?
Yeah, I think every player has some kind of chip on their shoulder. Mine just happened to be, I felt like I was overlooked, just like most of the guys on our team. And I think that kind of helped us kind of form a great nucleus at Marquette where we were able to do a lot of things as far as win. And I think we kind of prided ourselves on that, and it helped us a lot.
Yeah, speaking of Marquette, like you said, that's a lot of the guys on your team you can probably describe in the same way as you and Jay. I'm going to give you through a little bit of a history lesson here. Through the past 10 years, you guys have had Dwayne Wade, Travis Diener, Steve Novak, Wesley Matthews, Lazar Haywood, Jimmy Butler. Now you and Jay are, obviously trying to be the next two in that group. Talk about that Marquette history of just tough, underrated underdog players. I mean, do you think you fit that mold, too, of all those guys that made it to the next level?
Yeah, I definitely do. But everybody knows we're going to be tough, but those guys are kind of skilled as well. We want to be tough, but we don't want everybody to, get away from, we're some skilled players as well. And I think those guys, they had a great, mindset of what they wanted to do at their workouts, the way they were going to get in, and they showed it every workout. And I think that's what me and Jay are trying to do now. We're just trying to, follow those guys' footsteps, just try to, carry the load and try, hopefully be the next two Marquette alum to, make a team.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are finding your niche. You get maybe drafted in the second round, but you stick in the league. I mean, all those guys have had some solid careers, some shorter than others because they just got in. But yeah, I mean that Marquette stigma is starting to get out there, and Buzz is really finding a lot of NBA guys that maybe the Kentuckys and North Carolinas of the world aren't looking at. So I'll let you go on this because I know you guys are real busy out there with your workouts. With the NBA draft coming up in about 10, 11 days, are you guys planning on actually being at the draft? You and your family, or what are your plans for draft night?
I'm actually, I don't have no plans. I'm going to be in the gym. Probably just have my agent, have Lance call me, let me know, and then hopefully, I'll go celebrate with my family.
Well, that's a first. So you're not planning on, just sitting on the couch and watching it. You're not going to, go crash the party and buy a ticket. You're going to be in the gym working on your game, right?
In the gym working on my game, and hoping once I get that call, it's going to be a relief.
All right, NBA teams, you hear that. He's not going to be sitting on the couch watching the draft. He's going to be out there getting better for whoever decides to take him. Again, Darius Johnson-Odom, Marquette Golden Eagles, future NBA player. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
But I also felt very strongly that once the 14-year-old hit the dais with us, we were dead. We were just dead. There was no way, this league has a habit, I'm just going to say habit, of producing some pretty incredible storylines.